vision.
Up this invoker's game, they need to try to build around him, make sure that he can
To be
actually
what
be that bait
or
thrower
this
as
fruit
the game
चाहिँ
progresses
के
and actually
रिस उठ्दै
scale
हो
into the game and not just be countered into oblivion.
अगाडि
when
अगाडि
the
तल्का
fifth
मचाएको
comes
थियो कि
out.
यो
Team
अर्टिस्ट
Spirit.
फुटले
Yeah, a big way you do that is getting
What
strong
is the
lanes
ban
and
by
getting
Russian?
some melee
Compare
hero or
Giddy
some
sir,
tank
you
hero
and
that can
that-
sort of play
गर्दा
around
पनि त्यो
and give Invoker
तिम्रो
space
and
because there's
ड्यामेज
aggression
हुन्छ
coming
नि
towards mid. As
कत्रो
soon as you
हानेको
pick
क्या
Invoker, there's a
सबै
big
लायर
spotlight on
Bro,
mid lane. They
Osprey
wanna
the
push
last
you, they
खतरा
wanna
छ
run you over,
होइन
you're
यो
vulnerable
टुर्नामेन्टमा
early, and
देखेको
so
अम्बो
Provision having
कस्तो
something
हान्दै
that
रहेछ
protects the area that can fend
अझै
off the
मिड
Bane,
खेल्छ
whether it be vision or clutch plays or
टक्कै
something
नै
to pick up
दिन्छ
the nightmare, anything really. There's a lot of
Osprey
potential
the
answers, but you
खतरा
want to fortify this guy. I completely agree.
So,
Yo, shout out,
team
happy
event
birthday to everyone
बचाइन्छ
born
गुन्डालाई
today. Guy in the arena
तानिदिन्छ
celebrating his birthday, celebrating a
गुन्डा
game
गरेको बिचमा
5
पुरै
between
इन्जर्ड
Spirit
खेलेर
Vision. I don't know if
10
you can be
प्लेट
any more
उयो
blessed,
गरेर
truly.
कि खाने यस्तो उडाइन्छ
It's a great birthday. And this is a great
Wow.
hero versus Bane.
ओभर
He
भयो
has all those
इन्भोकर
things,
रुबिक
and it's
बेन
a very classic response.
Yeah, this hero is really good against Bane. It's also a 9-class hero. I will say he
फाइनल जस्तै
doesn't
बनाइदिनु
really play
अरे
that
के हो यार
often, but I think he
यिनीहरूले
plays it
त छिटो
extremely
उयो
well. He's one of
गर्नुको
those
लागि
people that when you give him something like this that has like some sort of clutch play, some sort of like can do some weird stuff, he usually finds the impact. I know he's a big fan of buying the shard and also lifting his allies out of danger. And here's the Pango, Mira.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great lane against Invoker. It has a free BKB. Like, I feel like free BKB in Dota is so conceptually broken. That's why we've seen Lifestealer this series as well. I do want to comment though, that now that this Rubik is out, a hero that kind of got forgotten about last game was the Underlord.
Yeah,
Like,
Tango
in game 2. Like, are Spirit in a position where they have to
Not
pick it
me.
here, or they just give it to Vision? Because Underlord would fit so
Tango
many
त
bills to
त्यति
set up for
मजाले
this Invoker
गर्दैन
cataclysm
जस्तो
later on.
लाग्यो
It's
अघि
so
यस्तो भएको भए
scary
गर्छ
to
होला
pick into
स्टालहरू
Rubik.
It
होइन
does.
ऊ
This
यसको त
firestorm
दामी
gets
खेल्छ
amped
नि
up, it deals
भिजनको त
so much damage, it cuts through you so quickly. You go from being this
स्प्लिटसँग
tanky
छ नि
block.
ट्याङ्गो होइन
होइन
त
भन्नाले होइन अगाडि भिजन
Yeah.
You just have to
भिजनले
deal with
खेलेको
it, then
थियो
you
क्या
have to give them the
टुरु गेमको
Underlord.
कुनमा दामी खेलेको थियो
That is, I'm not gonna lie, it's a very scary prospect. I think it gives you incredible scaling.
but
It
I
gives you real
did.
ease of execution where
Ruby
you can sit back and farm, and if Spirit
Invoker
doesn't run at you, that eventually
लिङ्क हानेर
takes
खेल्ने
Bane's
खालको
power.
यो
They
ट्याङ्गो
have to-
अब
they need to commit to fights
नेचर
in some
पब्लिक
way.
बेन छ
And I think Spirit with the Mirana
Amber
is
is
exactly what you mentioned, Mira, but it's very focused on
Mid.
aggression. And if there's an Underlord coming,
Mid.
these are heroes that don't like being held down. They don't deal well with roots.
Support,
They play well off
support.
mobility. And there is a potential serious scaling problem.
It's just how heroes can become problems, but then another problem is posed with the Doom in that last game. Then Doom shifts up in priority, and the Underlord that was banned was forgotten about. And it's just so much has been happening this TI Grand Finals. It's wild to keep up with.
Yeah,
You can
absolutely.
make
I mean, this
skill
Underlord, I agree. It poses a lot of issues. It's great against the Pangolier. You get that global
See,
root that can set up for
toxic
spells, they can set up for any sort of
Yeah,
lift
no,
play from
people
Rubik.
watch
Pango does have a shard that
Toxic
kind of
people,
protects
yeah.
him against it. And Underlord is yet another hero that does not have a stun to
यो
cancel the
इन्भोकर
team's
बिल्लेर
So,
हान्छ नि
if
क्रिपलाई
they go for
पार
that, that's something
बनाइदिँदो
that you have to
रहेछ
keep in mind.
ए
Yeah.
आइस वाल वाला
I
आइसवाल हो र
Nice.
होइन
also have the pick to
आइसवाल
counter
होइन
that, so
होइन घोषवाल घोषवाकमा आइस
Oh.
वालको
gonna
टाइप
go for it.
युल क्या
ए
Axe into Bane is a little
क्रिप त
surprising to
एकैछिनमा
me. It's
सुहार रहेछ
something
नि
you
त
would
हिँड्ने
typically
बित्तिकै
consider as a pretty good response to Axe because when he
fast
calls a guy,
passing
you just
is
leave him
clear.
and have a
Oh.
save. So I
कुदेको
don't know what you
कुदे
think,
गर्छ
but I
है
was
ल्यान्ड त
surprised.
कस्तो
I
पेक
am
दिन्छ
as well. I
नेचर
feel like
पपेट
the
भन्दा छिटो
Underlord
क्या
looked a lot more
यता र उति
difficult to
गरेर
address within the draft, but
कुद्नु
it
पनि
seems
त्यस्तै
like
कुद्छ
Vision wanted to build around their
Facts.
Invoker. While Underlord would have solved a lot of issues
ला
in the game,
यतापट्टि
they
त
looked
उपर
at it
इन्भोकर
as
र
we
उयो
have
किलर रहेछ
Invoker
अरे
in our
इन्भोकर
first phase. Do we have enough setup for it?
सिजनको उडबिङ
Let's just go for Axe, the greatest setup for Invoker. in
यो
all of Dota.
वुल्डविङ बेसी पिक
Yeah,
भयो
it's
यार
also a
यो
little
पालि
bit more of a
टुर्नामेन्टमा
pressure
Next to
laner.
Void.
Yeah, I mean, it pressures a bit more on lane, right? Underlord kind of likes to
तपाईँको
go on lane,
प्यासिभ
doesn't
ओभर
really play so
कति
aggressively, tends to
2.5
firestorm out the
सेकेन्डमा
lanes,
डिसेबल
and that would
हान्छ
open up a lot of doors for your
Holding
opponents to just kind of pick
त्यो रुख
anything off.
हानेपछि
With Axe,
होइन
you have to
अल्टी
be
हानेर
quite mindful
ड्यामेज
of
पनि
picking
कत्रा
ranged
हान्छ
carries. They tend to kill
Eh.
themselves quite easily on blade mails, so a lot of those heroes are now scary for
अन्त
your
त्यो
opponent.
रुख हान्दा टसाइदिँदैन उडाइदिएको क्या
Axe
So
is
the
not.
stun,
I mean,
tackle.
there's the life stealer, which is I think it's a pretty good
एक
decent
वनले
name
पनि
for it, but it's
कस्तो
not something Yatoro particularly likes.
यो त
It's
class
not
9 ले
I
खेल्छ
think
होला।
Panic is much more comfortable and appreciates the hero a lot
स्प्लिट विन
more.
अरे
Classic Yatoro heroes, when I see Invoker, I think something like
9
the Face
class.
Void. But I don't know. I mean, I would
हामीले
love
अभी
to see, but I
उतापट्टि
don't know
next
if it's good
हान्दिएको
enough.
I think
Okay.
I would prefer the Lifestealer.
त्यसले
Just
हान्छ
with
भनेर
free BKB. We talked about it with Tango. You've got another free BKB. It just you counter Invoker.
युट्युबमा कत्रो ढिलो
Vision are
रहेछ
saying with this axe
What's
pick
second?
that Invoker
होइन,
is
एउटै
the
छ त।
centerpiece of their draft and they want to build around it and
होइन
Spirit
डिले छ
choose to
त
conceptually counter
3-4
that
सेकेन्डको
with a
डिले छ
hero that is naturally so good against Invoker.
यहाँ टाइम त
Yeah, I
सेम
think right
देखायो त
now
मैले
looking
त्यो
at
उयो हेरेको र
Vision's tools,
उयसमा।
like they can stun the life
तपाईँले भर्खरै
with
नाइक्स
the
खान्छ
axe,
भन्नुभयो नि
अँ
what next?
3
There
सेकेन्डपछि
needs to
नाइक्स
be some
खान्छ
big
Eh.
physical damage coming out here from Satanic. It is absolutely what he's capable of.
अझै के बढाएर
He needs to
गराएको
find a way
थियो
to kill
मैले
this
त
lifestealer.
त्यहीँबाट
This hero
वाच
has won
गरेर
basically every single game that we've seen him in this
Game
grand
बढाइ?
final,
अँ
and I think he's been
यहाँबाट चाहिँ
quite a big
अलिकति यो
problem in all the games that
कन्टिन्यू
we've seen in
हुँदैन
this grand final too.
Yeah.
गो लाइभ
These are
गर्नुपर्छ
very
फेरि अनि
important
अनि मात्रै
bans.
कन्टिन्यू
Spirit
हुन्छ
needs to think about what gives them the scaling. They think Void does. I think that's a great ban. It would have been terrifying to play against as the scale comes out. Because I think you don't want to be on a big timer. I don't think Spirit is on one right now, but
यसको
things are
क्यारी
subject to change in these last two picks.
ए
And
एसएफ प्यान्ट रहेछ
with grand finals, with
कुन
everything
खेल्छ
on the
अर्को
line,
क्यारी यार
you don't want to have that clock ticking in your ear, like saying go, 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 go. You want to be able to
यो
chill,
उयोलाई
play the game at your pace.
भिजनलाई
I mean, we
दिनुपर्ने
saw
हो
a
यार
perfect
नाइक्स
example of
सालेहरूले
just that in
छानेर
game 3, right? Like the last pick of the draft, we think Spirit has to
Yo.
put the pressure. TB
यो
comes
पालि
out,
नाइक्सको
Yo,
आउँछ
yo,
नि यार
yo.
the script. And these
check.
heroes obviously exist, right? So I love that the Void
What
gets
the
banned
heck?
out.
Look,
This hero,
yes,
you know,
what's it?
you could say, oh, you can just run it over. It's
होइन,
so
Sorry,
good,
तीन
too many slow heroes.
तीन
But
गेमै
in
अनि त्यो
finals with
नाइक्सले
DI,
जित्छ
it's
भने
a completely different beast. You don't want to
एक्सको
be in a
कलले त
position where you
नाइक्सलाई तान्छ होइन
guaranteed
र
lose
त्यही
if the
छ
game reaches a certain point of time.
Yeah, it's just too scary. It's too scary. It's too risky, and it forces too heavy a burden of execution. I genuinely think
पुरा म्याच हुँदैछ है
both teams are gunning so hard for. We just need to be able to
Killer
scale.
भयो,
We
अब
need
tanker
things that are
मात्रै
just good
छान्छ।
game matchups
छान त
because
एउटा
it's just too stressful to play a game like this in a game 5 where you have to run them over.
यो
भिजनले जित्छ हौ
त्यत्रो
भिजनले
And there's
होइन
TB,
यो
the
त्यत्रो
other beast.
हिरोहरू छ है
that
यो उयोहरू
eventually
चाहिँ
just starts
किलर
dealing
हिरो
infinite
चाहिँ किन
physical
नछानेको
damage.
क्या
Both banned out. It's also one
कहाँ
of
यस्तोमा
Satanic's
किलर छान्छ
absolute favorite
खेल्दैन
heroes,
पनि
and I
यार
think if
बिचारा यार
Satanic
हिरो
chooses
छान्छ क्या ए
अँ,
छान्छ
favorite
कि
hero
अन्त होइन
on
यो
the
यो
team of
त
TI,
ओभरै
that's
हेपेको
what
क्या
it
त्यो
would've
किलर
अँ।
हिलर
उनीहरूको किल भनेको साला 15
Another hero I think of
बेसी
when I
भनेको
think of
15
Satanic
सम्म पुग्छ
classic
कहाँ
heroes
हुन्छ
is the
त्यस्तो
Morphling.
हुँदैन
Not a great hero
DPS हरू
traditionally,
खेल्छ
but
क्या?
does have a good matchup against Lifestealer.
That's
त्यस्तै
a good
हिरो त
point, yeah.
हेर्दैन पनि यार
Kez, he
नसालेहरूले
likes a lot of Kez too. I mean, he is playing against Bane, which can be
तपाईँ
very
किलर
difficult,
भन्दा
but
नि
he does have a
डिसेबल
really
हेर्छ क्या
cover
टिम
for him
फाइटमा
if he gets
सघाउने
hurt.
टाइपको
I mean, so
हुन्छ
a big portion of their draft is just
Rough
designed
Satanic
like,
Satanic
how do we
छाने
make
पाँचवटा
Bane
छाने
not have high impact, right?
Mm.
So I feel like if you're Satanic here, you have to trust your team to take
You
care of
have
that
to
Bane
find-
for you.
खेल्नु
Because
Andim,
that's what
andim,
you've covered.
torba
You got
andim.
Rubik, you got Invoker, you pick Hoodwink, you have a lot of
सकिन
stuff.
लगाएको एकैछिन
Hopefully the Bane is not a factor in whatever he decides to pick here, because his team will cover it.
A split on the last phase bans. They're taking a centaur and a puck out of the pool from the side of
Killer
Vision.
Blast.
Not really
Killer
knowing
Blast
if this
going
Pango
on,
is still
Oh.
100% in that mid lane for
Doggy
last,
Tolga
despite the
मचाइदियो नि।
success he's had so far at TI on it, or if they're willing
टिभीले
to
त नि
take
ओभर
a
हान्ने नि
puck
अनि
if a better mid laner were to present itself.
Yeah, it's smart. I think the puck could have been pretty good here, despite the hero not having a great track record this tournament.
इल्युजनको हेल्थ छोडिदिइरहेको क्या
Now, Spirit's got to
म्याचले
decide where
मोड्नु
they're
पर्दा
putting
यार
it.
I mean, there are some heroes you can. Sorry, Insignia?
Go ahead.
Just some blind pick heroes that are comfortable or like Underlord
Ah,
or Tommy
Darkseer.
or something. Darkseer for team fight.
Okay. So
छान
this is
Second
pretty
video.
good.
कम्बो
This is
कम्बो हान्ने रहेछ कम्बो यिनीहरूले
I think traditionally there are
छान
some
त दामी छान सेटानिकको
like the Sven that we've seen have a lot of success against the Darkseer.
पुरा
It's a good
साले
sign.
भर्खर
They have
18
a
वर्ष
lot of
रहेछ
sense with their heroes. Invoker loves playing
Satanic.
Sven. Sven
अँ।
loves getting alacritied.
आम खतरा छ यार त्यसको
It's honestly a pretty decent matchup against Lifestealer, or it can be, but they have this time the steroids on their side, right? You have the Invoker that's going to amp up whatever carry you're
सबै
picking.
अपरबाट
I
पुग्यो यार
kind of like it. It makes a lot of
18
sense to me.
Yeah,
सुमेलले
and
16
also
वर्षमा
there's
जितेको छ
some pesky
टिआई
यही
Yell or Naga Siren
Uh-huh.
coming out at the very end. You have to always.
त्यही भएर बर कपी भएको छ
And Darkseer gives a solution.
Yeah, Darkseer definitely covers the illusion heroes. Usually you tend to want to pick some sort of
गयो है
standard
सुमेल त
steroid
बाई बाई
for
गर्यो नि
Darkseer, all the agility
अँ,
heroes.
last
त्यसले
game
रिटायर लियो
Pretty good.
आम्मामा, जगर्नट आयो, जगर्नट।
यो हो नि त नि
Bruh,
है,
In a game
can't be
5.
doing
They did
this.
Did you see
Ah,
what happened last
यो
year?
आम्बो यसको यो के हो स्किन
That item doesn't exist anymore. That neutral item is gone.
बरु दामी छ नि जगर्नटको स्किन त
I
हेर्न त
cannot believe
यो
we
ब्लेड
are
पनि
खतरा छ
seeing
नि।
होला
Juggernaut in
ब्लेड
a
कुन
game
हालिरहेछ
5 here in Shanghai.
टाउको अर्कै छ
This is a
आम्बो
crazy pick from
सबै
Vision and
3D
from
बल्ने वाला छ
Satanic.
त
Look, it's a good lane against Darks here. You out heal with
यो
your
रुबीको चाहिँ
Juggernaut,
भएन
all
यार
of
खाना
it
यार
there. Every time we say, I can understand
किन
what
राम्रो
Juggernaut
छ?
does
यो
here,
लट्ठी र उयो
but
के हो जस्तै लाग्छ म त
tends to
सेम
have a
रुबी
bad
जस्तै लाग्छ यार
history in
आर्काना पनि
elimination
हैन
games
जस्तै
at TI.
But Mira, you did say one of the
राम्रो
most
छ है
broken
दाइ
concepts in the
रुबीको
world is
यो
having
त
a
खोइ
free
केही
BKB
चेन्ज छैन जस्तै लाग्छ
and
अनि
all the
अलिकति
free
कलर
BKB
मात्रै
heroes
हालिदिएको
are
क्या
in this grand
त्यसलाई
final. Game 5
तपाईँको
of
त्यसको
TI.
मेन
त्यहाँ भए
I don't know. I mean, you're playing against Spain. I think there's a lot on Ruvik's shoulders to cover against this Spain and make it so that Satanic can play the game.
यो
Juggernaut as a hero has very good
वुडविङको पनि
skill. They're
आर्काना
gonna
हो
have the Alacrity
ए
plus
अहिले चाहिँ चेन्ज
Omni
भयो
Slash combo.
चाबीवाला
Very
पनि
similar, you know,
announce
it
गरेन
does
है।
suck to get Omni Slash, but the scaling is
यो
there.
आर्काना यिनीहरूले अनाउन्स गर्न
Absolutely
आँटेको छ त
consider it
कुनको
too. I don't know.
होइन क्या नयाँ हिरो नै एनाउन्स गरेन क्या यसपालि
I was like, I kind of
नयाँ
I
हिरो
it's a
पनि
weird hero,
गर्नुपर्ने
but
हो
ए नत्र गर्थ्यो
elimination game, Quinn.
यहीमा
गर्छ नि त निकाल्छ नि त
Dreams are
ए यो त्यही भएर
shattered or
सो
made.
यो
This is-
अपग्रेड उयो
it's
भएको होला
literally the culmination. It's the end of the entire tournament. It's game 5, the most exciting place you can ever be for the tournament. You pick Juggernaut,
यो
but hey,
यो
you gotta
यो
stick to some
लाइभबाट
kind of
हेर्दा
guns.
पनि उयो हुन्छ यार
I don't know if I
हेर्दा हेर्दै हाम्रो कतिवटा निकालिसक्यो है यो पनि
पहिला कति थियो 103 वटा कि कतिवटा थियो हामी खेल्दा यार 109 कि कतिवटा 10 मुनि पर्थ्यो अहिले त यो वुडविङ थिएन यो वुडविङ मात्रै
तेरो वुडविङ थिएन यो तेरो स्न्याप फायर थिएन
पछि
I don't
पछि
know which team
भोइड
is closer.
स्पिरिट थिएन
How am I supposed to decide? When was the last time we saw Juggernaut in like full glory? I
Void
don't
Spirit
know.
आउँदा
I
क्या
honestly don't know.
Bangalore पनि
I've
थिएन
only ever seen it lose
चाप
lately.
पिलो
I don't know. I don't know, not.
Satanic players before you have
यिनीहरूको त
attempted this.
यिनीहरूलाई त
They've
फ्रीमा
tried
दिन्छ
this.
है
They've
स्किन
fallen on their faces.
Sorry.
Will you be the one to break the Juggernaut curse
कसो नि
at TI?
छिना।
Will you
कस्तो
show us that
कस्तो
this
मजा
hero
आउँछ
is
होला
made
त्यो
of?
स्किनहरूले खेल्नु क्या आम्मामा हेर्न
Oh
ऊ
my
यिनीहरूले
dude.
यिनीहरूले
Oh my goodness.
यिनीहरूले गरेर हो क्या यो महँगो भएको
Energy
आइटम्स
in the air.
अँ
Going
पछि
into this match,
उयो हेर्न
I'm just
उयोहरू क्या
excited to watch. It's
कुरियरहरू
literally the
म्याचहरू
peak of the
सबै
game.
रोशन
I
छ
want you guys, before we do get to something special,
I'm
tell me
not good,
Vision
yeah.
or Spirit, who will be the team standing out there lifting that Aegis with now both drops playing out?
Spirit.
ए हो नि त यिनीहरूको कोच
पहिला
I
उयसमा
think
थियो
so
होइन यो
too,
त
but
नाभिको क्या
Faith in
Eh.
Jug?
no, I never have faith in Jug.
टेन्डीहरू
I
भएको
have
क्या
faith in
पहिलाको क्लाइम
Satanic and his playstyle.
Insania?
Honestly, it's as close to a 50-50 as I can say, but I go
अब चाहिँ
Spirit.
सिरियस
जिएल हो आइजिएल आम्मा यसको त कान टुसा पो रहेछ त ब्लेड त
कसको
जगर्नटको
त्यो उयो वाला आम्बो के गर्नु
I'm
यिनीहरूले हेर्न
You know this
सुरुमा
man
हेर
well.
Gang.
One of the most iconic players in the
झ्याप्पा दिनुको
world.
लागि चाहिँ
Going for
आयो
his
कि
third
सक्यो
Aegis. Give it up.
यिनीहरूकोबाट त बज्दैन पनि यार आम्मामा जगर्नट
हेर्न त्यहाँ ब्लेड टुसा छ
अरू केही होइन
Today you face Puppy, my friend. Any words to say to the coach?
चिनी पनि छैन
ओइ चिनी सुनको दामभन्दा महँगो हुन आँटिसक्यो है राखे बेसी
That's a big boy.
Of course. So I just wish good luck. I think both teams got their comfort draft.
सक्यो है छिट्टी आइहाल्छ
अँ,
This game.
तर यिनीहरूले ब्याटल पास चाहिँ कस्तो ननिकालेको
है
यार।
त्यो त्यो निकाल्नु पर्ने हो यार यो त ओभर अल्छी लाग्दै
但
थियो
虽然
यार
我不能对 Puppy 说一些狠话，你们也看到他的体格了，但是我想今天两支队伍都拿到他们想要的阵容，我们现在就看看谁才是最后的赢家。
पाँचजनाको चिनी किनेर राखेको छु है
From the international
Oh,
line,
ल ल भाइ ल गएर आऊ
there is no one more associated with TI.
घर पुगेर कल गर्छु नि त
Man, give it up for Puppy.
घर पुगेर अनि घरमै छौ होइन त तिमी
है त्यो आवाज नि भाइ
ए साहिल भाइ हो
Is
हजुर
over. The time is
ए म त बो भाइले म घर पुगेर फोन गर्छु
on the
भनेछ
players. Anything to say to Maposhka?
Thanks for not beating us right away. Game 5 is pretty good. Thanks to them, we got Game 5. He has done a really good job with this team. All the best of luck to
आमा
both
नो
teams.
वान रहेछ
Hope it's great
इन्भोकर
order.
जगर्नट यो एक्स
感谢没有提
नोटिस
前把这个系列赛结束，我们来到了这个决胜局。我相信双方他
तर उयोले टुपरले ओभर हानेको छ
决胜局，我
इन्भोकरले
希望能打出更好的表现。
कसले
And one of the most
Topson,
legendary
eh?
moments in TI history. Can I please have both coaches shake some hands? Let's see
हो
it.
फर्स्ट ब्लड हान्दैछ यार
Yeah, baby!
कुला मारु मिराना
观众朋友们，
तल मार्दैछ
我也这样
जगर्नटले
时刻。
आम्बो
फुल विङ्कले हो हैन
ए
वुडविङले मारेको फर्स्ट ब्लड
जगन्नाथको उयो ठाउँमा रहेछ क्या
at the international here in Shanghai, and folks, there's a juggernaut.
Game 5 again.
What's going on? I can't wait to see what Satanic's going to have in store for us this
यिनीहरुको त क्रिप हुन्छ यार त्यो लेनमा
It was always going to be the question what the carry selection was going to be coming towards the end of the draft.
हो है छुँदैन यार छैन सपोर्टरले हेर्न बिचारा हिरोलाई मात्रै सपोर्टर छोड्नुहुन्छ आमा बाँच्यो यार रुबी मार्दै नाइक्सलाई
He might be in trouble getting
एकचोटि
chased.
अङ्गर Son stack dead.
What a
What a play. All right, couple of kills already to start this game off.
त्यही मार्दिन्छ नि
Bringing the juggernaut out here, especially in front of this crowd. They're going to have some painful memories about this jug.
सपोर्ट हो क्या सपोर्ट
Support. You can kind of see the idea, the concept
सपोर्टले त
behind it, right?
छुँदैन
They're
पनि
looking
यार
for this
क्रिप
immunity. It's
एनसी
just
पनि
that
छुँदैन
build
हैन
the panel
केही
was
छुँदैन
talking
क्या
केही छुँदैन नि
सिर्फ हिरोलाई हान्छ
You're
सक्यो
rolling
क्या
thunder in, you can just get omni slashed. It's a theory that teams
Okay.
have won
एरएस मात्रै गर्ने काम क्या सपोर्टले
different times on paper. We'll have to see what Satanic can do for it.
यो पालि बेसी गेम हेरेको होला म
I cannot
छक्क
believe we
लागिरहेछ
got
क्या
a
यो
jug
गेम
in game
चाहिँ
5 in back-to-back finals. That's absolutely
That is
आइटम पनि बनाउँदैन हैन सपोर्टरले त्यतिकै खेल्छ यार
भन्दैन नि सबै गर्ने काम हो त्यही स्किल हो क्या
चाहिँदैन रहेछ नि त खास त नि सपोर्टरलाई क्या आइटम क्या
अनि यसले अनि कमाइदिन्छ नि
हामी चाहिँ होइन हामी चाहिँ एकछिन आइटम भएको छैन यो भयो खाइहाल्छु भन्ने खाले क्या
हो त्यो चाहिँ भन्नु हुँदैन क्या
सपोर्टको कामै हेर्नु रहेछ नि त वाट किन्ने पैसा छैन उयो छैन तर किनिरहेछ यहाँ हेर्न जुत्ता
अहिले किन्छ तिनीहरूले अलिअलि हुनु बित्तिकै त किनिहाल्छ क्या
होइन हौ हाम्रो
पैसा
चाहिँ भनेको क्या यिनीहरूको त
हामीलाई त्यही हो केटाहरू एकछिन नचिकन ब्लिङ ड्यागर निकालेर आउँछु भन्छ छिटो 2100को 2200को ब्लिङ ड्यागर पछिको पर्खिनु पर्ने
कामै हुँदैन रहेछ क्या बरु घुम्ने काम उयोले देखाउनै सक्यो
रोम गर्ने एसिस पाउने त्यही हो
त्यति मात्रै रहेछ नि त सपोर्टको काम त मेन त
क्यारीलाई चाहिँ जतिसुकै बचाउने हो क्या
मार्दै यार जग्गीले ला कसम जगर्नटले अहिले आगो बाल्छ है
सेटानीको फार्म हेर्न अहिले कस्तो निकाल्छ
किल डिना क्लिप होइन 24 खाइरहेछ 4-5 डिनाइ
25 मिनेटमा त फुल अहिले आवाज निस्किन्छ अहिले ल
यो जगर्नटको क्या छिटो निस्किँदो रहेछ यो गऱ्यो भने फार्म गर्नु पनि सजिलो खाले क्या लासी तान्दा
फर्स्ट पावरले फार्म हुन्छ क्या त्यसको
म्याक्स गर्दै रहेछ एउटा हिलिङ वार्ड 27-28 हेरे भने हुन्छ
The cause alive throughout chaos that was being brought onto them.
And I specifically wanted to mention 9 class because we did say at the start of that last game there could be a difference between the position fours. Not Me had one of the quietest clockwork games ever, and 9 class went absolutely ham on the bottle. So see if he can do something.
99% grip मिसै गर्दैन
हुँदैन रहेछ यिनीहरूको
He has the save that he can do with the
मिक्सै गर्दैन क्या
even stealing some of the Pango spells.
बत्ती खानी सकेन लासिट
Lane's starting to get broken a bit here.
डिनाइ पनि उयो पनि
डिनाइ पनि 8 क्या फेरि 9 33
Seems like a good game for it.
Yeah, I mean, before, like, the Jog, of course, is going to be a decent counter pick, but I think what they were looking at is they're going to have to pick an agi carry, so this wall is going to be quite effective in overall game state. So.
A lot hot wall here.
Sunstrike's going to connect onto it. They've got the pushback as well as Ducalis no one step up. 9 class will die. So get the trade here between the supports. As both mids are momentarily drawn away from that mid lane.
Nice Sunstrike again.
Darky line.
Finding these connections. Laurel has hit the 6.
अहिले इन्भो गर्नु पर्छ
यसले चाहिँ कतिको खेलाउँछ त्यो हो खेलाउँछ होला तर यिनीहरूले त
नो वन त्यतिकै त दिँदैन यार सालेहरूलाई यो पनि उयो खाले क्या
मारो मारो जगाउन ए मार्यो
Tries for a random Sunstrike there, a nice try. Miss synergy there coming between the Rubik and the Hoodwink using their...
दामी वाइट चलाइन्छ घुमाइदिइरहेको वाइटलाई पनि क्या
I was going to have to be cautious.
And
a little bit.
And the nice thing for this in
bottom, Carlos is able to wrap across back towards the bottom lane. Gets the pushback connection.
हेर्दा यी नि सपोर्ट
यो सक्यो हैन गयो यो
कस्तो हैन
multiple different catches. He gets the first
केही
blood at the start.
गर्दैन उ छुदैन पनि
हाम्रो त सपोर्टले क्रिप पनि हान्नै पर्छ छुनै पर्छ
आइटम चाहिँ आर्केन चाहिन्छ हौ
He's always going to have the spirit to be able to go through some arrows. 9 class.
They'll find him in with a rotation. Won't be able to dodge that swashbuckle coming in at the end there from Lars. Starting to get some kills themselves, Spirit, but without a doubt, you know, bottom lane, Satanic could not be happier. Having a beautiful start through the lane, going to feel very safe now with the Ring of Health online. And now that he's got the level 6, that extra sort of chance to threaten
48 हानिसकेको छ 17 D9
if Collapse wants to come
D9 पनि बराबर बनाउँछ के हो सेतानिकले त
Healing ward down, back up to full. He's chilling. This is going to be a good timing for the battlefield.
It is.
A very good timing. And he isn't playing into a blade mail counter, right? A lot of times when I've seen these judges,
बिचारा वुडविङले त एउटा मात्रै क्रिप खाइरहेछ
he has to watch out for the fiend strip in particular.
त्यो पनि झुकेर खाएको होला
न्युट्रल खाएको त्यो
त्यो पनि हो कहाँनिर क्या बिचारा
It's just Spirit's ability to tank up, right? If it's life stealer, it starts it
Budi
gets to a
सबै
point
पहिला
where it slashes and
पहिला जस्तो गेम प्ले छैन नि त अहिले गेम प्ले नै चेन्ज भएको छ
म त्यही त भयो कति हेरेको कि म छक्क लागेको क्या यो के डुटा खेलेको भन्ने खाले क्या
So, we'll have to see what he can do.
पहिला अब पहिला हैन
Aggressive move here.
फास्ट पुस सकाइदिन्छ नि
Out here from 9 class because they have this axe. Laro's
फास्टपुस हैन कि पहिला त्यो त्यसरी माथिको त्यो टायरको टावरबाट त्यो मुनि तान्दैन थियो नि त क्रिप अहिले यिनीहरूले तान्छ क्या अहिलेको गेम प्लेहरूमा मरे मिराना अब ला बाँच्यो यार
through, sleeps a Force Spirit to prevent it from getting the kill onto the rune there, so Laurel will have a regen for the next move. Yotaro was feeling some pressure at the start of the laning phase, now that's been broken.
यिनीहरूले अल्टी बचाउँदैन रहेछ हान्दिहाल्ने रहेछ
I'm curious to see which one
त्यो लास्टमा मार्छु भन्ने मार्छु
टुर्नामेन्ट हो नि त
might be the jog.
टुर्नामेन्ट हो नि त छोड्दैन नि
बाडा
जसलाई भेट्यो नि हानिदिन्छ झन् अझै क्यारी सोलोलाई भेटायो भने त छोड्दैन
भए भरको सबै क्या
यिनीहरूले फेरि कस्तो न्युट्रलहरू खेलाउँछ यार
बितो यो वार्सिप खेलाएको अरे होइन जुत्ता बिना आमा न्युट्रलको उयो निकिन क्या के न्युट्रलहरू कुदाइरहेको हुन्छ
स्ट्याक 3 स्ट्याक गर्न आँटै 3 स्ट्याक भयो टप्प क्यारीलाई उयो बनाएर खेल्छ क्या त्यो हेल्म क्या टाउको
हेलो हेलो अनि के भयो मिक्स
They want the BKB piercing disable. Okay. Number one, right? I think
I know
that's
what
what this team, you need to have at least one, maybe even two in multiple of these lineups, because if you don't, they end up having this opportunity to just rage TP out, spin TP out, etc., or BKB TP out, depending on which hero it is. So I like this pick quite a lot here, and notice he has been amazing for this team. When he gets off to a good start for Vision, he puts a lot of pressure on the map. So right away, 2 kills already in that lane, really solid.
सपोर्टहरू यस्तो हुनुपर्छ क्या रोम क्या दामी हान यस भाइ खतरा गेम हुँदैछ इन्टरनेसनल फाइनल गेम हो लास्ट
टावर बाल भएन टावर पनि हान्दैन होइन बरु एक्लै
I love how we see both teams just
टिम फाइट हो क्या यिनीहरू
both can play super fast, both can play these slow paces. I like even notice just swinging over. Sure, he doesn't do anything.
होइन सपोर्टमा आइहाल्छ क्या यिनीहरू
Potential to get involved with his team.
These two carries, who plays better in a fast-paced situation, the Jug or the Life Stealer?
एक्सले पो फार्म गर्ने रहेछ त तिनवटा त
Who knows nowadays? Let's see what Satanic can do
तिनवटा
on this
स्ट्याक
type of start, 'cause this Battle Fury is
ब्लिङ्कको अब सिधै
pretty much now.
It's pretty much done. So a 10-minute or so Battle Fury here from Satanic on top of the treads.
And they've slowed down Yotaro now twice. So that Battle Fury, he is absolutely going to have that faster
Ammo.
than Yotaro. And do
Net worth
है
होइन
right?
6000 पुग्न आँटिसक्यो
Lucky shot procs that are going to give him this armor. He's going to have the ion shell, but this Jug is going to have alacrity.
आम्बो के हो नेटवर्क त एक्स्ट्रा यसको
It's
जब
pretty
भन्नुको
terrifying if he does get a connection.
त्यो त 6000 पुग्न आँटिसक्यो जगर्नटको हेर्न त्यहाँ
Good opener here right now for Vision.
यो जगर्नट
1K lead for them.
ब्लेडले झिक्न लाग्छ के छ
झिक्सा
ब्लेड
जब
काट्यो ब्याड
झिकिसक्यो
जिकिसकेछ भर्खर जिक्यो मेरोमा त्यहाँ वाच गेममा
अब
हेर्न क्रिप कहाँ लगिदिन्छ है यिनीहरूले
त्यो घुमाइकिन पर टावरमा क्या
त्यही भएर यिनीहरूले टावर याद गर्दैन क्या
मार्दै यार फेरि यार
पेनबोलाई व्यवस्था जित्नुपर्छ यार बिजनले
खेलेको हेरेको जगनटको त त्यो वाच गेममा हेर्न कोही टाढो क्यामेरा त उइ लान्छ त टाउकै दुखाउने गरी
के जगनट त भन्दै त अब यो यस्तो काम गर्छ
जगनटको हेर्दैछु कसरी काम गर्दो रहेछ नि भनेर
काम गरिसक्यो तेरो आम्मा
मर्यो त्यो पनि
यो हुर्किले अल्टीले कस्तो हानिदिन्छ यार उडायो अल्टी मिलायो क्लिक
आम्मा उयो बनाइसकेछ ह्यामर क्या इन्भोकरले हमर बनाइसकेछ
यही खेलाउँदो रहेछ अनि टावर हान्छ जान्छ फेरि उताबाट डाक्सिएर रहेछ जुत्ता बिना खेलिदिन्छ
हेर्नु न्युट्रलहरू ओभर लिएर आउँछ है यिनीहरूले कन्भर्ट गरिकन क्या
He can blink, he can blink Paul, and then the Sunstrike follow-up might just be enough in a lot of situations. And now no one. Meteor Hammer finished. He's actually...
डाक्सीको पनि फार्म त छिटो हुन्छ यार
हेर्न जुत्ता बिना नै जुत्ता पनि छैन क्या त्यो पावर चलाउँछ कुद्छ सक्यो जुत्तै चलाउँदैन किन्दैन पनि जुत्ता
अरे
युट्युबमा केमा हेर्दैछ केटाहरूले चाहिँ
म त युट्युबमा हेरेको गेममा त हेर्नु के हुन्छ
जिजी कम्बो दुईटा हान्डेहरू ओम्नी पनि मार्दै लाग्नु त्यो डाक्सी पनि
डेट हो
आमा ट्रिपल किल उयो हान्दिएको रहेछ नि त
कसको हेर्दैछु नि डाडोको हेर्नु पठाएछु मैले त म त कसको हेर्दै रहेछु भनेको त युट्युबमा सब खोलेर हेरेको त डाडोको पो रहेछ
उयोबाट हेर त
डाइरेक्ट त्यो डोटा 2 इन्टरनेसनल लगो हार्न सर्च गरेर आउँछ
Top net worth for his team now.
Just very quickly. Awareness there from Spirit to commit for that play after pretty much the entirety of the combo was dropped down onto the Bane. You know, Rude tanked it all at the start. Vision.
Blink is done. They're looking to get a
सपोर्टरहरु रोम गर्नुपर्छ क्या
स्मोक अन सक्यो
हाम्रो त 6 लेभल पुग्नु पर्छ
Sunstrike and a Fade Bolt should do it.
दामी दे औगा ला दाइने दियो उयो गर्छ है अनि न्युट्रल क्लिप कुदाउँछ
त्यही त भनेको त
हो सके राखेर न्युट्रल क्लिपले उयो क्लिप होल्ड गर्दिहाल्दो रहेछ टावरको अनि पावर पनि चलाइदिन्छ फेरि यिनीहरूले क्या छेउमा लग्यो भने के अरा दिँदो रहेछ
त्यहाँ हेर्न ऊ
क्लिप होल्ड गरिदिइहाल्छ
But indeed, there is no threat to the life of this Axe right now. They struggle to tackle the beef of this match.
Vision's early game, pretty beautiful so far here. The Axe, as we said, notice when he gets into these type of games, he ends up running the show pretty effectively.
8,200 पुगिसक्यो यार नेटवर्क
Such a lovely steal, right, when you're playing this aggressive with the Axe. If you keep the shell onto him, I mean, already he was getting kills in his corner.
Actually के गरेको त्यो न्युट्रल क्लिप पनि पुगाइदिन्छ त
त्यहाँ हैन डोमिनेटर छ नि
अपर तल छ नि यिनीहरूले त
त्यो न्युट्रल क्लिपले उयो गरिदिन्छ क्या यिनीहरू क्लिप होल्ड
बाटो छेकिदिन्छ क्या बाटो पनि छेकिदिन्छ
बाटो पनि क्लिप पनि उयो क्या पनि दिन्छ क्या तँलाई उयोहरू अराहरू पनि दिन्छ
अराहरू पनि हुन्छ
त्यसले गर्दा त्यही बोकेर हिँड्छ नि कुन पो पुग्छ त मोटे ओग्रे जस्तै
अन्तलाई थाहा छ डुमले एउटा न्युट्रल खान्छ क्या हिल हुने क्या रिजन
कुन हो
एउटा न्युट्रल क्लिप छ क्या
दामी हाल्छ यार
हन्डा हान्नु सक्यो टावर मतलबै छैन
त्यहाँ हेर्न क्लिप त कहाँ पुऱ्याइरहेको हुन्छ टावरमै हुँदैन
मतलबै हुँदैन टावर
Radiance is done, and your Toro now has access into these
Maro
ages as well too. So
Rubik Lab on it.
catching back up here towards that jug, still 1400 behind.
On me attempting to get some info here under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow. Don't see him.
Toro getting involved, wrapping behind.
Already looked towards Notice, but Notice is already away. 9 class. Left for dead.
Again, atong tabi.
Accelerating, so they're starting to match.
Should be able to take away this tier 1 here with your Toro.
Bro, team speed ले चाहिए क्या हो?
It's interesting, 16 minutes in. The gem
त्यहाँ हेर न गोल्ड चाहिँ 3K ले बेसी छ
आम्मा जगनट को त के हो गोल्ड त 98 अरे हो
10,000 पुगिसक्यो नेटवर्क
200 कटाइसक्यो क्लिप पनि
they're feeling like Spirit does have a lot of vision on
10,000
that.
Lamar.
And they're ready to go for action.
Mega kill
As
boy.
I said, I think we're going to
X.
pretty much see this just back to back from Notice.
Oh yeah.
Just every single opportunity, running at Spirit, trying to set up these plays. They want to play it fast here, Vision.
आम्मा स्मोक
Ah.
यो बेनले
Take it.
His eyes
बेनले
ठुलो भेट
will make their jump.
मिराना रेड भइसक्यो
Your Tory thinks about trying to help with a potential infest, but can't quite get close enough in
आम्मा
time.
सनस्ट्राइकले कत्रो खाको ड्यामेज
We're getting given
बढाइरहेको होला नि त
such a
Sound
game
Strike.
5 here, back and forth kills. The lead was going for Vision. but
Oh,
very
that's an
quickly
easy
Spirit
omni.
strikes
मिरानालाई
back.
उम्नी हालिदिन्छ हेर अब
ला मिराना खायो उन्नी खायो मिराना डेट्स
Satanic as he is continuing to have a beautiful time on this bottom side of the map. 2-0-2, flawless farm.
जगनटको
He
मात्रै
really could not
हेर्छ
ask for more. And this is going to be the real test right for the Juggernaut.
Then
We don't see
here
it a
you
lot, but
skin.
he's having this good of a start.
Arcana छ हो त्यसको
Surely. There is
With
gonna be
Arcana
some
हुन्छ
damage
होइन
to
Blade
deal
होइन,
with, right?
Blade
The darts
फाल्टै
here, the wall can be
सबै
annoying, 'cause
फाल्टै
you
मोर्जा
need a lot of these
मोर्जा
zombies.
एकदम छ त यो आर्कन हैन दाइ तपाईसँग
आर्काना त
छैन नि।
त्यो सेट छैन नि त
छैन मसँग आर्काना
त्यसको PA को
PA को मात्रै छ हौ
He's killing these units, killing these heroes.
And the blink right afterwards, right? So you can keep the stacks the way that the blade form works, right? You blink, you keep blade form with the Omni Slash before using it. Very powerful, very potent. Just have to be careful. Can get unlucky with the bounces since there is a Dominator. There's going to be wall
चेन्ज
illusions.
गरे त्यसले
They're looking to try to punish here. So Spirit
Hey,
trying to
gang
be
on it.
aggressive here. They've got the blink on Laurel. They've got Fiend Script at the ready.
घरिघरि त यिनीहरूले फ्रीमा किल दिएको जस्तो लाग्छ यार
A massive pickup. He had
आमा सिभस गार्ड अरे हेर्न उयसको डाक्सिरको
Onto collapse, Lyle. Remember the Rolling Thunder, 9 class? Gonna try and juke everything that they're throwing at him.
त्यो क्या खेल्नै नआएको जस्तै क्या सरले म त सुरुमा त्यस्तै भएको नि यो खेलेको भन्ने खाले क्या सपोर्टरहरू क्या लास्टमा यिनीहरूको ग्याङमा बाँच्दै बाँच्दैन
extra careful.
I mean,
He
collapse.
passed the gem over to the courier.
Okay, collapse is gonna continue to chase, so indeed the
सिभस गार्ड क्या हेर्न
कुदेको बा
might die.
कुद्छ नि यसको थर्ड पावरले
Make sure that that gem does not switch hands into Spirit.
मार्थ्यो चिमिरानालाई
It's on the south side, all the way off the map. He's taking that gem all the way back to the base. So
दुईजना नै घुम्दै घुम्दै एक्स्ट्रा जग गर्न
That would have been devastating if he did get caught with it.
Spirit still making this move, will manage to take the tier 1 tower away, so at least making progress in limiting the areas of map.
रिनाले इलुजनहरू पनि कस्तो खेलाउँछ क्या
It's going to be another pickup here that Satanic is able to get
इजी
it.
मा यार
Sure,
बिचारले
they lose the tower, but Satanic's game just continues to flourish.
13,000 बनिसक्यो यार
आइको त कस्तो छिटो भएको त नि उयो हो त नि
In most games, no one's
YouTube
going for
को
the BKB himself. Since he's playing into
YouTube
that
होइन
angle,
ट्विचमा हो
he's playing to a lot of this
ट्विचमा
range.
हेर्नुभएको
He wants to be able to
लगइन
actually
गरेर
होइन यो गेममै त्यो अलिकति देखाउँदैन स्क्रिन
सानोमा
मेन मेन्युमा
at times, but
अँ
this is a cool
सानोमा
त्यसमा पनि
हेर्नु
हेर्छु क्या
BKBs as we're seeing. Keep fight is everything.
हेर्नु चाहिँ युट्युबमा हेर्दैछु तर त्यसमा अलिकति अगाडि छ क्या
We're potentially going to see from your Toro as well, right? He is queuing up
सानोमा त
here.
हेर्नै मिल्दैन त नि खोलिँदैन
क्या थिच्ने होइन नि त त्यत्तिकै
त्यतिकै
यत्रो सानोमा हेर्नु
Needs to be as tanky as possible to survive through those sort of offensive plays.
Old school item builds that we used to see a
हेर
lot.
डाक्सीहरूले जुत्ता पनि बोएछन् चाहिँदैन
आइटम हुन्छ नि त
Comes to that farm speed,
ए
though, as
कुद्ने पावर छ नि त त्यसको
predicted, it is
जुत्ता
going
पनि
to be
भएर
tough
क्या।
for your Toro to keep up
थर्ड पावरले
with this
गरेर
Juggernaut.
बिचारा
Especially just
सपोर्टरको त
due to the fact
जुत्ता
that
धरि
Satanic
जुत्ता पनि
is
कम्प्लिट
getting
हुँदैन
involved in
एउटा
action.
जुत्ता मात्रै पुग्छ
2-0-3, thanks to sort of
जुत्ता कम्प्लिट त्यसले डार्क सिडले हेर्न सिभस गार्ड झिकिस्तो भयो नि
होइन हौ
बानेको त झन् केही छैन त नि
अनि त भनेको यिनीहरूलाई चाहिँदैन क्या ऊ हेर्न 10 बोक्स
At
उयो
this
बोक्स
point,
सक्यो
can you not really? Do you have to look elsewhere to
त्यही
try and get
चाहिँदैन
that lead back?
हामीलाई चाहिँ
अब
चाहिन्छ
केही
क्या
नै पुग्दैन क्या भयो अब हामी चाहिँ
हाम्रो-
बोक्नु पर्छ नि।
हामीलाई चाहिँ त्यो
हाम्रो केटाहरूलाई एउटा डस्ट बोक भन्यो भने
पैसा छैन भने।
एकछिन आइटम बनाऊँ न भन्छ
which one he's going to go for, if it's going to be the blink or the shard. So the blink allows him to
Jani
close
ya
the
ta
gap versus
नबिल्ने
Bane and
हुँदै
stop
बोक्दिन्छ
the shard.
दस आँखा सबै हेर्न जङ्गलभरि वाडे वाडेका
He goes for the blink instead for the most
जङ्गल त उज्यालो बनाउनु पर्यो नि त
And it's not only the theme shift, right? If you get Rolling Thunder, there is others.
हाम्रो त अँध्यारो न अँध्यारो हुन्छ
Pretty excellent steal.
बदलामै हुन्छ लास्टमा
I actually
Grabs this game.
I really like the fact that he went.
17 लेभल भइसकेछ यार जगर्नट एममा 14000 नेटवर्थ
एमकेबी ठोक्नु आइसक्यो यार
Just insane amount of control, and it's really just about that positioning to stop the theme.
अहिले बटरफ्लाई ठोकेपछि कस्तो हान्छ त्यसले ओम
You want to slow down
त्यसले ओम्नीमै ढाल्ने रहेछ मैले बुझेँ
तर नेक्स्ट नि त नेक्स्ट के गर्ला कि
नाइक्सलाई ओम्नीमै कालोमै ढाल्दिन्छ
ओम्नीमै ढालिदिन्छ ओ हेन त्यहाँ रुबिक हेन डेड भयो फेरि
रुबीले त फिट गरेको गरे जस्तो छ त के गरेको
त्यस्तो चाहिँ लागेको होइन यिनीहरूले उयो गर्दैछ नि त वाट गाड्ने त्यो हेर्ने त्यो काम हो क्या
उयो गरेको स्काउट गर्दैछ क्या
गर्ने काम हो क्या एकजनाको रोल त हुन्छ अनि त्यति मात्रै हो क्या सक्यो अरूले उताबाट उयो गर्छ क्या हुन्छ नि त यहाँ हिजो छ भनेर क्या अब उयो मजाले उयो गर्छ
काम गर्नु पाउँछ क्या
गाइड हुन्छ अनि अब चेन्ज उयो गरिदिइहाल्छ
ए भन्छ एकजनालाई त जबस्ती बकरा बनाउने रहेछ नि त
होइन स्काउट त अरूको बेसमा गएर उयो गर्ने त्यो काम गर्छ क्या
वाट गर्ने स्काउट गर्ने त्यही भएर उयो क्या क्यारीले मजाले फार्म गर्नु पाउँछ क्या
They're trying to poke the BKB, but he doesn't use it. He has healing ward to be able to reset.
MKB पनि छ
अब 11:33
Backing up, resetting, doing this farm.
11:33 मिनेटमा एमकेबी एमकेबी ब्याटल फ्युरी मान्टा जुत्ता होइन तर सेटानिकको फार्म खतरा छ क्यारी चाहिँ सेटानिक अहिले ओभर हाइपमा छ
अघि झन्डै डुकु ओग्रे खेलाउँछ होइन ओग्रेलाई कुदिदिन्छ लक्की हो त डुक्छ कि
ओपर स्टर्न हानिन्छ नि
मोटे नमोटे होइन कुदाउँदै गरेको हुन्छ नि हाम्रो
रिवार्ड गर्दैछ क्या त्यो उयोले अब सेटानिकले के जित्ने हो ब्लिङ ड्यागर हो
Neither team gonna run into each other for these next few moments. Collapse, buys the shard, blink, team fight, going back for the Lotus. More and more answers they are looking for to deal with that Omni Slash, of course.
नेक्स्ट लेभल झारेछ रेडियन्स
Standard build from him.
पेनको रोक्नुको लागि रहेछ यार यसले मेन भनेको डट एक्स इज प्लेइङ डोटा 2 अरे खै त डोटा खेल्दैछस्
हैन यता डोटाबाट पनि खोल्नु पर्यो दुईटा मन्डर पनि खोलिएको छ नि त एउटा मन्डर युट्युब दुईटा गरे
यो त्यसबाट यसले भनेको अलिकति 2-3 सेकेन्ड उयो रहेछ नि त उयोबाट हेर्दा
धेरै सेकेन्ड अगाडि नै छ हौ झन्डै 1 मिनेट जस्तो अगाडि होला
त्यहाँ कति मिनेट भयो भने त 24-30
यहाँनिर 25 उनाटो 30 सेकेन्ड जति रहेछ होला हौ
अर्कोमा युट्युबमा त जति हुँदा रहेछ युट्युबमा त 24-34 मात्रै पुग्यो भगर
त्यही त 23 मिनेट भइसक्यो
यहाँ 42-43
त्यही त 20-25 सेकेन्ड रहेछ अगाडि 20-25 सेकेन्ड यहाँनिर 0.1 सेकेन्डको स्टर्न खायो भने प्लाट हुन्छ
Kind of triple BKB timing on the side of Vision right now.
रोशन हुन्छ यार बेबी रोशनहरु
हैन 3k वर्थ बेसी छ अनि भिजनको
18000 आमामा नेटवर्क के हो 18000 12 15 14 12
They're waiting for their next timing. The Aghanim is
सबै जगर्नटले खाइदिन्छ यार बिचारा
जगर्नटले त कहाँ छोड्छ त हानै पर्यो जगर्नटले त
चिल्लै बनाइन्छ हेर्न जङ्गलहरु त्यो सानो जङ्गल पनि छोड्दैन यार यिनीहरूले
Noticed is spending a lot of time moving around.
Nange
He is
बनाउँछ
6
एकदम
zero in this
अनि
game,
एक एक
but
रुपे
he is spending a lot of time
को
just moving.
महत्त्व
You're
कस्तो
starting to see that differential in gold. He's got the dominator
हेर्छु
farming
कि
for him.
यिनीहरूको
Look
त
at that
सिरिलो
dark
हुन्छ
seer.
क्या
He's
तपाईँले
starting to
जानु
pull
बनाउँछ।
ahead massively. Gotta be able to farm that Lotus Orb. So I feel like Spirit, they're getting away with some nice
जितिहाल
greed
सक्यो
and some
नाटक
extra
खत्तम
answers to deal with the jug. and to
जगनट
deal with
कहिले
the
एटेक
damage
स्पिड
that
आएपछि चाहिँ ओनीमै ढालिदिन्छ
जगनर के लिङ्गित बनाउन लाग्यो क्या हो
They're just sitting back farming.
बिङ ड्यागर
just waiting for that
बिङ
next
ड्यागर
timing.
जितिसक्यो
I think, yeah,
अब
yeah,
लिङ्किनमा
Toro wants it.
गयो
त्यसले
ओन्ली
बिके भिडियो बनाएर लिङ्गित बनाउन
Honestly,
लाग्यो
I said I wouldn't be surprised if
चाहिँदैन
he's
है।
like, I want the AC, the ads,
BKB
on
चाहिँदैन
the
त्यसलाई।
MKB before I
यहाँ उयो बेन मात्रै छ नि त
A lot of gold on.
इदी गर्ने
I think he'll show up before that.
बेनले उयो अड्काउँछ
We'll
भन्ने त
see,
पत्तै होला
those creeps
अनि
can be
त्यसलाई गाइड
tempting. Gotta
बनाइदिइहाल्छ
get that money.
रुबीले छिटो फार्म गर्छ भने कि एक सट हानेर चल्दै क्या त्यसलाई जगनरलाई
It'd be a nice one to wait for. Rue, halfway toward the Aghanims.
कहाँ
He's
रुबीको
gonna
भइसक्यो
potentially
आइटम
be able to get to that point where he has this ag speeds with his
रुपीको
anti
ब्लिङ
very annoying
निकालिसक्यो नि
अनि
उयो त्यसलाई त्यति भए
यिनीहरूको त अब डस र उयो
The
मात्रै किन्छ
lift, it'll cancel
आँखा
one,
मात्रै किन्छ
but he good
Paneको
luck covering for the
के
other two. You have to get a
पाने पनि
tornado
जुत्तामा
connection,
हिँड्दैछ
essentially.
सेपर बनाउन
Very
लागेको
hard to
रहेछ
deal with at times.
फर्स्ट जुत्तामै हिँड्दैछ
कम्प्लिट गर्दैन हौ
मुनि आउन त मुनि 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 आयो
Both teams have been pretty good so far in this series at making
पोर्टलबाट
constant aggressive
जगनटलाई अन्डिङ आउँदैछ
डाक्सिरको त अनि
आयो, यहाँ
के हो,
आएपछि
जुत्ता
होइन।
पनि छैन यार।
see both teams lean on that the more sort of safer passive style like
उयो
are they really
बसिरहेछ
gonna be able to keep the
नाइक्स
pressure up
त्यहाँभित्र
at this point of the tournament?
I don't think so. Both teams have been playing super aggressive. So
Keeping it up.
I think we're going to see them keep it up.
Here we go.
And I wonder which team.
Lab.
I wonder which team is thinking.
उयो
about
आउन आँट्यो अब
we outscale
बटरफ्लाई
at
जगनट
Spirit, it might be along that line that they think that they do outscale.
I think they
Jug,
might feel
चेन्ज
that.
गरे
right? The
जस्तो छ
Jug is
यसले
just
आइटम
a bit of a
ए
limited
चेन्ज
skill
गरेछ
to do at times.
आमान
And on
खेदाउँदैछ
these flashes, at
यार
the end of the day,
पेङ्गोलिनले
बटरफ्लाई
कस्तो थाहा पाइन्छ ला 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 भेट हो
They know where Satanic is.
भेट हुँदैन
गाई हेर्नु कस्तो थाहा पाइन्छ क्या
huge catch.
आयो
If they
भनेर
step ahead, they will not manage to close the gap.
बस्ने नै होइन नि त लेनमा त्यो
अँ
भेट्टाउँछ नि त फेरि लेनमा बस्छ कि त्यसले पुरा स्काउट गर्दैछ
Separation, a 3K lead
रुबीले
over the Lifestealer.
झिको यार
Gonna
यो
potentially be able to get this
लास्टमा
butterfly
जाने रहेछ
before
अब
there's any realms of that
यसले
MKB. Might have to slot it in before
बटरफ्लाई
he
गयो
Aghanims
उयो अब
on the Lifestealer.
Yeah, I'll be
Doesn't feel
interested to
so
see what
great,
he
but he
does.
might have to.
Yeah, because you say for the matchup, obviously
झिको
one of
भन्न
the
कहाँ
items, but at the
यो
same
अब
time,
हेर्न एकछिन
the axe
झिपिक
does
गर्नुपर्छ
so much,
झिकिहाल्छ
just being able to avoid
भेट्टा यार
what the jug wants to do to you. Sure, you're not going to be able to necessarily cut through that butterfly, but you're going to have a pretty high chance of surviving.
And in fact, also have to point this out. He is going butterfly.
यो त इन्भोकरको लागि मर्दै थियो रुबी
That wall illusion is going to be pretty scary if they don't address it early on in the fight. No one. For Rue, he's got backup coming in.
ओम्नी खायो अब
Spirit want to send anything over here. Toro is looking to come across to the
मिस भयो यार त्यसको
Get the arrow connection onto 9 class. Toro will be able
ओए
to quickly take out the root.
झन्डै बाँच्यो छि
Get the call onto root.
जगनट
One.
Casey's done.
कुदिहाल्छ उ त्यो
Get chased down a bit by Collapse. You ward out. Collapse able to quickly punch it. They're going to connect it. It's a good bounce. Here's the Omni's head, but they bounce.
The illusion.
This is the
आम्मामा बोका आम्मामा बा मोडो यार
just don't hit right.
हेर्छ टेनिकलाई
कस्तो उडाइदिएको थियो यार
त्यो इलिजनले गरेर बाँच्यो नि त्यो एउटा त नि के
Oh man, these moments.
डाक्सीले कस्तो हान्दिएको त त्यसलाई जगनरलाई त
Sometimes be a bit of a risk, folks. You press the ult, and the ult just don't hit the way you want it to hit.
And they have multiple ways
ओइ
to
ला
do
तान्द
that,
छिर
especially with the Dominator creep from Collapse.
मर्यो
to
पनि
the wall.
उड्रिन
They have
पनि
two different ways to disengage and break that 50 seconds. That's going to allow Yatoro to close that gap in
It
net.
is indeed, yeah. Straight up
आम्मामा
towards the
नाइक्सको
roach
आइटम
pit.
हेर्न म्याक्स भइसक्यो सर
Gonna get set up on there by not me.
Off the mark there.
Still no collapse. Definitely chasing with Shiva's guard. We'll get
लाच
him up on the
किन
cliff.
उड्रिङलाई त
He's
कस्तो
going
मासु
to be caught
पुऱ्याएको
up there. We'll try and get the pushback onto the two of them. But he will not be getting down alive as Ducalis killed off on the cliff.
Spirit getting a lot of momentum now at this point. Getting the Aegis as well too for Yatoro. And have to point some other things out, right? Besides the Jug Omni Slash, having this massive deficit, Lifestealer as a hero, as the game progresses further and further, you're getting killed, you're getting creep kills, his HP is going up massively. He has 400
यिनीहरू किन ब्लेड मिल चाहिँ बोक्दैन
As I say, especially with this build, the armlet, SMY,
Send in blood
AC,
pills.
Yatora is tanking up perfectly. So honestly,
Blood
even if
pill
you do
छैन
get
गाह्रो
fortunate with the Omni Slash bounces,
हालिहाल्छ
you're not
पपमा मात्रै हो क्या
guaranteed to
पप
kill.
गेमहरूमा
This
मात्रै हो
Lifestealer
ब्लड
is
ब्यान्ड
gonna survive.
टुङ्की टुङ्कुर्छ नि त त्यही भएर
More and more armor, more and more answers to it. The
यसले
Lotus
कुर्दै
will
कुर्दैन
show
हट्नुपर्छ
some
हैन
of this damage.
हेलो
Feeling concerned here, Vision. Have to get some extra connections. Have to look for something with notice. He's been trying, as we said. He's 7-0 on this axe, but it feels like it's been a quiet last 10 minutes of him finding some of these big core kills. Spirit just playing around it, playing for the farm, playing to get Yatoro to this position. We said the Aghanims, it's very close for him as well too for that extra follow-up.
20 मिनेटमा त म्याक्स हुन्छ राइट अप
Stepping up on this top lane. Those two, I mean, they cannot set up onto Yatoro. To try and go for Yatoro, has to have this axe around here to notice. And even then, with as tanky as he is, they're very unlikely to kill him in a call. Especially twice. There's 3 minutes of age on Yatoro. It's going to be interesting to see what they do about these moments.
मेरोमा मेरोमा त छैन नि किन कसको गाडी हौ किन के भएर सिक्दै हो कोसँग आउनु लागेको छन् त छ कि अल्दीमा यहाँनेरि कति 84 मा गर्दा हुन्छ होला खाली छ भने चाहिँ कति टाइमको लागि हो र ए नभए त 1.5 घण्टा त फ्री नै हो पार्क त यहाँनेरि अल्दीमा
to be able to close that gap or even distance away for some of his cores.
Standing strong as he eases around the tier 2 tower.
Later and later it goes. This lifestealer is going to be more and more problematic for the damage. I think so. It's really just the Jug who's going to be dealing that damage for him as the game does continue to progress. No one, almost level 20, so almost has the Chaos Meteors, but he's been quiet this game too, just some such 0 and 2 for him.
A massive sort of combo to throw down on the lifestealer.
क्रिपले बचाए यार फेरि डार्कसीडलाई
Satanic getting in with a big ultimate, big omni slash.
त्यो डार्कसीडले खतरा त्यो क्रिप चाहिँ खतरा उयो गर्ने क्या कन्ट्रोल गर्ने क्या
Disrupt that sort of play. So at the same time, once they go for this, they're going to look towards the supports, right? They've got to try and find the Bane, take him out to start the fight. Collapse. Eon is found. Eon is going to protect him from a lot of the Omnisac bounce.
And Collapse.
more than a though I'm
Push fight is still there though. If you actually get able to run for this Collapse.
रिप्ले गरेर बाँच्यो नि ओम्नी खेर भयो
मोरो त
मोरे
मर्न त मर्यो
लोटस हौ
कस्तो डर हो डार्कसीड त बा त्यस्तो ओम्नी सोक्ने खाँदा पनि बाँचेको यार
दिवस घाट बनाएको छ नि
त्यो गाडी त्यस्तो थाम्छ र ए उयो बनाएको रहेछ नि त हेर्नु एवन डिक्स बनाएको रहेछ नि त एवन डिक्स बजाउँदा नि कति ड्यामेज उयो गरिदिन्छ नि त लास्टमा हेड थोरै भयो भने कति ड्यामेज खाइ ब्लक गरिदिन्छ क्या
स्याटानिकले डिभाइन जिक्स जस्तो छ अब मर्यो
So they feel like they have that team fight advantage at the moment, even without that Juggernaut's ult. Axe BKB is on cooldown though, so has to be careful how far forward he goes. He's respawning soon, 20 seconds.
Yeah, they want something other than Yatoro. They don't want to try and take this lifestealer down twice.
Seeing the back line, got a ward down.
दामी तान्दिएको यार डार्कसीडको उयो भयो
लिङ्क हालेर दामी तान्दियो यार
हो त्यति हो क्या सपोर्टरको काम
सेप्टर बोकेपछि त गुन्डास भित्र पनि छिर्छ है
Quick retreat. Almost 2 kills they're able to grab there. The vacuum catches the tomb, but the quick leap from the Mirana ends up protecting him. And an Infestial now that he does have, so a further save that
could come in pretty
सेप्टर त बोकाउँछ नि
just sort of have that extra sort of health to allow Satanic to maybe live through some sort of jump.
अहिले सेप्टरले गरेर के भएको छ हौ छिङ गेम नै ल्याच
He's going to have it back up in 10 seconds.
It'll put the Jug at what? 2k to 4k. That's a massive amount.
एक किल हानु गाई पनि म्यापबाटै
25,000 छ यार दुईटै नेक्स्टले भेट्नु आइटे सर छिरो म्याचले गयो अब
अगनर मर नि त त्यही भएर हो क्या
तर पनि जितिरहेछ
यिनीहरूको त 25 मिनेटमा फुल आइटम बनिन्छ यार
Have got the Omni Slash though from Satanic here, ready for your Tora.
यसले फेरि जगनटले वेभ कम्प्लिट गर्न लागेको रहेछ त्यसको ब्लिङ्कको कम्प्लिट गर्न लागेको रहेछ
स्विफ्ट ब्लिङ्क चलाउँछ होला त्यसले अब स्पिड कुद्ने क्या
स्मोकान हामी ग्याङ छ ग्याङ गयो कि एकजना मोरो क्या सपोर्टर मोरो
ट्याक्सले कति खाइसक्यो त आमा 508 520 21 521 स्याहार त्यसको म्याक्स बोनस एचपी
ओभर छ नि 561 र 500
जगनट फेरि 26,000 को छोड्दै छिन्छ जगनटले 27,000 यिनीहरूले त फाइट जितेपछि मात्रै उयो गर्छ क्या टावर पुसान्छ क्या
कस्तो स्लो भयो त गेम त
त्यो उयो गर गोमा गोर होइन त्यहाँनिर गो छ गो गरेपछि उयो हुन्छ त्यो उयो त्यसमा त्यो स्लो हुन्छ हौ त्यहाँनिर होइन साइडको उयो हामी स्क्रिन उयो गर्छौँ नि अनि त्यहाँनिर गो लाइभ छ त्यसमा गो लाइभमा क्लिक गर त्यो आयो भने चाहिँ स्लो हुन्छ
कहाँ छ गो लाइभ चाहिँ
डाइरेक्ट क्यामेरा फ्री क्यामेरा बनाउने एरो यो छैन साइडमा त्यहाँनिर हेर त मुनि गो लाइभ छ तेरो स्लो भयो भने गो लाइभ गर होइन अनि डाडा हुन्छ क्लियर हुँदैन सबै त्यो यहाँ गो लाइभ गर्नुपर्छ कि अड्किने बित्तिकै
Have got the Omni Slash though from Satanic here, ready for your Tora.
Bukalis thinks he knows this is coming. He actually throws the distiller in the back line, so he's expecting.
स्लो भएको क्या मेरो
I know त्यो गरेपछि उयो हुन्छ क्या फास्ट हुन्छ क्या
निक्लेको नि त गेम देखि नै हुन्छ
गो लाइभ गर्यो भने के चल्ने
गेम देखि निस्के त
अनि तैँले क्लोज गरिसकेको छ नि
क्लोज गरेको गो लाइभमा क्लिक
भयो
Into the triangle a bit scary without the 5-man. Vision. How much longer do they want to stick around here as the mains respawning?
आमा छकाइदो यार ओम्नी
Dire's middle tower could fall soon.
जगनट डेड ला टिम वाइप हान्दियो त झन्
सबैलाई यो त अड्क्यो यार मेगा खायो त्यसो नि यता बाइप्याक गर्नु राखिरहेको हुन्छ
एक्सपेन्डेड अब